The Saints made a splash on Friday, signing Brandin Cooks. Let's talk about the former Saints wide receiver returning to New Orleans and what this means for the depth chart right here on the Straight Up Saints podcast.
You're listening to the Straight Up Saints podcast.
What is up, Who Dat Nation? Welcome inside another edition of the Straight Up Saints podcast. I'm your host, Chris Rosvogel, and as always, the Straight Up Saints podcast is brought to you by Scott McNair Injury Lawyers. You've been injured in any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, hurt offshore. Scott McNair handles it all. You give him a call at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. They'll always fight for the win. The Saints need help at wide receiver. They know that they need help at wide receiver, so they go out and get themselves a veteran, and one that us Saints fans are very familiar with. You might have to go dust off the jersey from your closet. It is Brandin Cooks. The former 2014 first-round pick is returning to the New Orleans Saints on a 2-year, $13 million deal. That just came out from Adam Schefter, the compensation update, so I'm reading that kind of live as I'm recording this for you guys. 2 years, $13 million for Brandin Cooks. According to reports, the Saints wanted to add speed to their team, and they definitely do that with Brandin Cooks. Even at 31 years old, he is still going to provide that element of speed to the Saints offense and bring that with Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave, obviously, at the forefront. And I think for New Orleans, this isn't the type of move that's going to get you one step closer to the Super Bowl or all of a sudden turn this offense into an absolute machine. But I think Brandin Cooks gives you some depth at one of the top 3 positions of needs, in my opinion, because I've been looking at wide receiver / pass catcher, cornerback, and offensive guard as the top 3. Does signing Cooks all of a sudden erase all the concerns about the wide receiver room? It does not. I do believe the Saints can still draft a wide receiver early in April and go get themselves another weapon if they want for Kellen Moore's offense. But at least Brandin Cooks gives you some depth at a position that, let's be real, Saints didn't have an awful lot at. And I think when you look at the 2024 season, especially late in the year, you had Spencer Rattler or Derek Carr, whoever was at quarterback, throwing to Kevin Austin, Dante Pettis, Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And yeah, look, Valdes-Scantling stepped up. Dante Pettis had some moments. Kevin Austin had some moments. But those are not players that you should be depending upon in your offense over the course of a 17-game season. And while Brandin Cooks is coming off a really rough year, you're going to see 250 receiving yards and go, Chris, what the hell is this contract? This makes no sense. In my opinion, I think you got to take everything with some context. For starters, Brandin Cooks missed 7 games due to injury. So you're probably not looking at 250 plays the whole season. Is it maybe 400 and it's not as appealing? All right, fine. But missed 7 games. Dak Prescott missed pretty much the entire year or a good chunk of it due to his hamstring injury. So that hurts not having your starter. And I think for Brandin Cooks, there clearly was a little bit of a disagreement as to how Dallas wanted to use him on their depth chart at that point and what he viewed himself at this stage in his career, which is why it never really seemed like he was going to go back to Dallas in the first place. So can the Saints get a Brandin Cooks that is closer to the 600 yards he had in 2023? If that's the case, this is a really nice addition to this receiver room and should be an upgrade over what they had at wide receiver 3. And that's why I really can't complain about the move. I don't think there's anything wrong with going out and adding depth to your wide receiver room. So I'm pretty much okay with this signing. Kind of wish I still had my Brandin Cooks jersey. I don't anymore. But yeah, I mean, Brandin Cooks is going to bring a veteran into the locker room, going to give you some speed, and more importantly, give you some depth. So if the Saints want to attack cornerback, offensive guard, whatever it may be in the draft, you feel a little bit more comfortable about your wide receivers today than you did yesterday. I think that's the important thing for New Orleans. So let me know what you guys think about this signing in the comments section below. And as always, make sure to subscribe to Boo Crew Media for more updates here from the Straight Up Saints podcast, the destination for the Who Dat Nation.